Hello, 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 and welcome to a live detailing session here at the Rag Company studio. And in the studio, well, the talking portion anyway, with me here is Keith Duplessie from P&S. How's it going, Keith?
Hey, man. How are you guys? It's awesome to be up here. We picked between snowstorms, so what a great time to be here. And we've been having a fun time for the last 2 days in the shop.
Yeah. No, you caught us right in that kind of dry patch between snowstorms, and it's been good. We've been getting a lot done out in the studio.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff to show for it. It's been a little hectic, a little crazy, but fun, you know?
If it ain't hectic and it ain't crazy,
no,
it's not us. So here we go.
So I was going to say, speaking of here we go, we do have quite a few folks out in the studio here. Let's cut over to them. And, oh, what's that? We got Anthony, we got Levi, we got Sydney, and Renny Doyle there. So, guys, what's going on out in the studio?
Hey, guys. Well, we are out here hanging out, getting ready to, I don't know, do a little demo, a little live playtime here on RAGNAROK. We got the team here, and we got a couple little products from the P&S line that we wanted to use, that we want to play with, that we want to do. So, one of the big things is, Renny, you guys were, and Sid, you were telling me about using Sole as its own for a lot of detailers without a lot of prep.
Right. We've got a lot of people that have taken and adjusted, and they're doing the proper prep, wash, claying it, and then upgrading and selling Sole as a solo protection package.
Get it, the name.
Sole.
Yeah.
Get
Sole.
Well, we can say,
right?
instead of
like
wax
that.
it, you sole it, get a little sole. So, we've done that, and we've really been pushing it in our group, and a lot of other detailers across the country have been upgrading that, and it really doesn't take that much longer than spraying something on.
Yeah.
But yet the profits go up. The other thing is the purchasing experience is it's going to last longer, even on a trash vehicle that's not well taken care of. Is that the gratitude of purchase is going to go on a lot longer.
Well,
absolutely.
And this kind of, so one of the things is this goes back to a time when I remember when I was detailing, it was like putting gloss coat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would
exactly
put gloss coat because it was very fast, very simple, didn't need a lot of heavy prep, and I would put it on customers' cars that I do like a quick one step, or wasn't that bad, but I knew that they were clockwork customers, where they came in sometimes 3 or 4 times a year.
Right.
And I would coat their car, and I wouldn't tell them about it.
Yeah.
Because what that would do is they go drive around, and all their friends would see their car and go, "Man, why does your car look so good?" And they're like, "Well, Levi did it."
Right.
Oh, I gotta have him do my car. Your car always looks great. Well, they didn't know I was juicing it, so to speak.
Well, let's face it. There's a lot of market juice in it. Yeah. Anthony giggles. So let's face it. There's a lot of markets across the entire country, to where putting on doing even a one step. A lot of people want a coating, but to do a one step, it's outside of their budget. But yet you can take and do a nice prep, wash it, clay it, get it nice and smooth, and a lot of people just want a nice, shiny, protected car, swirls and all, swirls and all. So I know that's not a popular thing to talk about, but if you're in business, guess what? We're in the money of making. We're in the business of making money.
We're in the money of making money.
We're in the money of making money. But here's the other thing I like about this is that our shop was in Sun Valley, a very upper end. We sold so many of that level. This is before entry level coatings came in like this. But again, there's several products. I don't know if you remember or not. What was the wax we used to put on like 15 different coats on? You remember that? It was something Brothers.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
It was one of those weird waxes that you needed to do
exactly.
coats.
Zano Brothers.
Yeah.
Zano Brothers.
Zano
Yep. Brothers.
Yep.
And so we used to put Zanos on multiple steps. And I mean, what a pain in the booty. And now you can get much better protection than that.
Yeah.
And again, you got to get through your head, your OCD and your shinovitis disease. That there's some people that just want to take and they want a protected car and they want it to look decent.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now Sydney's also going to get into one of our favorites, and that's glass protection.
Yep, the view glass coating, that's kind of my, I really like glass. So I'm going to show you guys putting on the Clarity Cream, which is the prep for the view. It's also a great water spot remover for glass, but we definitely recommend using it as the prep for the glass coating. And the glass coating, if you guys haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. It is so awesome.
I live in the mountains of Southern California. Decomposed granite, the mountains are coming apart, right? Matter of fact, fun fact, San Gregorio Mountain that I learned to a lot of my mountaineering on has grown 2 feet in my lifetime.
That's pretty
It's a big
crazy.
mountain. 11,000, it used to be, actually it's almost 3 feet now. 11,000 went from 11,499 to 11,502.
Oh, wow.
But here's the point, is that granite's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Because those mountains are crumbling and going upward, and it hits our roads, and it's like sandpaper. So we can't get anything to last on the front of your vehicle, or especially on glass.
Yeah.
And this product, we tested it on my STI real early, and we got 6+ months on it in a really harsh environment.
Nice. Well,
That's awesome.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Sid for you to do that.
Yeah.
And then, so while Sid's doing that, she's going to polish the glass, she's going to prep the glass, and then do the glass coating so you guys will be able to see that application. And then on top of that, we are going to paint gloss, because I already ran this through a car wash because I wanted to beat it up, strip all the protectant off as best I could. But we're going to paint gloss this just to get the heavy dust off. Then we're going to go over with paint prep, and then the three of us are going to install Sole on top of the vinyl.
Absolutely. And for those that haven't done Sole, again, very quick, very easy application. It smells really good.
Yeah, it's got a peppermint scent.
Yeah, it smells very good.
I haven't smelled it yet. You guys have been talking about this. I haven't
Oh yeah,
cracked
it's
open a
like
bottle.
it's like reindeers, jumping out of your butt. I mean, it's some good stuff, man.
Singing Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited
I
about
don't know
it.
if I'm comparing that to
You
smell.
guys are promising quite the
Yeah.
experience.
I'm
here.
excited to watch you.
On giving.
Jumping reindeers. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
Crazy.
And Sydney, just kind of walk. We're going to get back there and
Get a
kind of do
knife.
it.
We can pop
You just
those.
do your thing,
Okay.
and then we'll start out. So now, what towel do you guys like to use in your lineup for doing kind of paint prep, clean it up? It's got a little bit of dust on it. What are you going to use?
So paint prep, so typically we'll use something with kind of like a medium to longer pile, so we could get away with using something like the Edgeless 365 here.
Okay.
And we're totally fine using that. You could use something like an FTW or use something like an Eagle Edgeless, which has a little bit of a longer pile. And so it really kind of depends on the level of dust that we have. Levi's car, relatively clean, right?
Yeah, it's relatively clean.
Took you out there. I'm
Yes,
sorry
all
about
right.
that. So in today's case, what would you like to use for paint prep? FTWs?
Yeah, so
365s?
FTWs are my favorite for that.
Okay.
Any type of paint prep, period. Because what I like about it is it's a very absorbent towel.
On a clean car, dirty car, dusty car, what do you feel like the limit of this towel is?
Not much of a limit.
There's no limit.
No, I've
Limitless.
actually
Okay.
also used them for compound and polish removal. Because there's a longer pile because it's twist loop. But then
Pulls
on
it
top
in.
of that, it's 70-30. So
It is.
it's very soft, very safe. But what the main reason I like it for paint preps is you want to use a lot. The goal
Right.
is you're trying to clear and clean the surface. And what I like about this towel is the fact that it is so absorbent, it picks up a lot
And you know what
of
I like to
liquid.
do? I like to preload my towel, right? So in case I'm having to spread product in,
Yeah.
I can preload that towel up with quite a bit of product
There you go.
before it starts streaking,
Yeah,
right?
that's the way to
Because
do
this
it.
towel was actually initially designed for what?
Windows. That was a
Windows.
window cleaning
Was it
towel.
really?
That was,
It was.
That's
It's
why it's called the
designed for Windows.
FTW, for the window.
Windows.
Yeah.
Huh.
So when it comes to laying down a paint prep, if you are more concerned about streaking or any type of residual residue left over from polishing, this is going to pick up most of that, right? Whereas
Yeah.
perhaps an Eagle, while yes, it is the technical safer option,
Right.
It's not as
because
absorbent.
it's not as absorbent as something like this would be, and because of the longer pile, it might leave some snail trails behind, right?
I like
Whereas
it.
this is going to be a nice clean wipe.
Yep.
So,
Well, we
just
got to wipe
really
it down
say
first.
Snail
oh, we
trails?
do.
Yeah.
I know.
Did he say snail trails?
He said snail,
Snail
trails.
trails.
You snail trails.
Yeah.
He said
Awesome.
snail
You're an old
trails,
soul.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
carpetbagger. You said carpetbagger earlier. You know, I mean,
I'm saying-
you know, I was like, I'm pretty surprised because that's, you know, a lot of people your age don't know those terms.
Yeah.
So you're either geeking out on YouTube too much or you know.
I hang around
teach him all
Levi.
these.
Oh,
I
do
teach
you
him
really?
all these
That's
old
cool.
timey sayings.
Yeah, I would expect it to come from you, but it was like, really? Did you just say that? It was pretty cool though.
Yeah, I hear
We
you.
use all these old timey sayings because it's fun.
Yeah.
And he picks them up and brings them into the normal conversation.
So
Yeah.
hey, let me ask before we get going, why so setting a question up. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna kind of dedust it, get it
Correct.
clean.
Yeah.
With paint.
Paint gloss.
Then we're gonna come back behind with paint prep. Why is that? A lot of people
Well, we want to
to.
make sure it's all clean.
Yep.
We want to make sure there's nothing left on the surface.
Right.
We're going to use the benefits of the paint gloss to lift and pull the dust
Slickness
off and the
and-
slickness because it is a quick detailer and a clay lube and a whole
It's
bunch of
something-
other
it's
stuff.
Something that we use as a wireless wash.
Yeah.
On a big plane, a particular
Oh, yeah.
plane,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Almost
Really
every
big
year,
plane.
right? A really big,
Yeah.
actually multiple big planes up
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Where
it's-
this is used. This is used as a waterless, and so it does clean.
Yep.
It does
Yeah.
clean. You'll find that you'll pull a lot of stuff off that kind of contaminated type of surface, and so from there. That point, laying down the paint prep is really easy and smooth as well.
It smells good.
That smells good. Yeah.
Smells really good.
Cool. So what are we using? Paint gloss?
Yeah,
Which
we're going
towel?
to just wipe. Well, I've already wiped that side down,
Oh,
so we only have to really wipe
The hood
this
and the
side.
Okay.
So we can use whatever. Really,
the world's
I
an
like
oyster.
going with a little bit of eagle edgeless action.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab a couple of those.
Oh, we don't have any
We don't
here.
have any out here.
All right.
But I'm going to grab a couple of those so we can really get our hands dirty.
'Kay.
But yeah, and then we can get moving.
Sweet.
Okay.
Now we are polishing glass
Yeah.
today, right?
Yep.
And so we're polishing glass with machine, clarity cream.
Yep.
What kind of pad? Is this pad okay? Would you prefer a different
No,
pad?
that one's fine. I like a black waffle, especially
Okay.
when we're dealing with glass that's pretty clean and not water spotted.
Okay.
That's going to be perfect.
Yeah, and it's pretty pretty flat glass for
Yeah.
the most part, pretty
Yeah.
easy, not too many contours. So we'll be knocking that out from there, and then I'm really excited. I'm really excited to lay down Sole. Really excited to see how it feels, see how it smells. You guys are really promising a lot here, right?
Reindeer.
There is mentions of reindeer,
Yeah.
butts, things like that, like whatever it is.
I don't think we said nuts.
Reindeer
It's
butts
just the
driving
reindeer.
nuts. Okay, that's what it was. Perfect. Okay. So anyway, I'd say let's all grab. How many towels are you gonna grab, Levi?
I grabbed 3, one for each of us,
There you
because
go.
Sid's going to
Thank
start
you.
working
I'm
on
going to
the-
start up
on the
here, yeah.
window.
Yep.
So I got you a little stool there, Sydney, so you can
Oh, thank you.
Load me
just
up.
spray this thing down. Get that other side of the hood. I didn't do that.
And hey, they're off. They're finally out there
And they're
running.
off.
So, all right. Well, we had a
There
kind
you
of
go.
a special guest log in. Bob Phillips from P&S
Yeah.
is watching the broadcast. Hey, Bob, great to see you. I also want to do a personal shout out to Marcin, who is from Poland.
Nice.
He's the P&S distributor in Poland, by the way.
Well, hello there. I'll
Just
pop 'em
joined
up
the
on
team
screen.
with his first order here in the last couple of months. So, dude, awesome to see you guys sign on from
So it looks like I'm
all the
only
way
one
over in
wearing
Europe.
gloves.
I'm wearing gloves.
Are you wearing gloves?
We're going gloveless just to kind of. We really want to get to know Levi's car because we feel like we haven't washed this thing enough in our days. Yeah. We feel like we get to know it more without gloves.
So one of the tricks I use, guys, as I'm doing this, is I'm going to come in and leave these lower levels because they're just a tad dirtier over here. I'm going to kind of wipe them last, just so I don't pick anything
for a
up.
bit longer, right?
Yeah, just let
Break
it.
up some of that dirt.
Yeah, don't bring it up top. So I like to use the bottom of the towels getting a little damp. That's okay. Yeah.
On the wrap, on the On the front, we did a little bit when we cleaned it up the other day, but on the wrap on the sides, no. It's just whatever got put on when it went through the car wash.
Whatever got put on when it went through the car.
Yeah, whatever, you know, protection they sprayed on it. I don't know.
Protectant.
It's funny because people don't know this. They haven't been around. Idaho's got some of the best car washes in the country.
They're pretty good, yeah.
Good ones. They do. I've checked the water at multiple car washes to make sure that it was deionized, and it is. It is.
A lot of people, as a matter of fact, some really, some day went on here back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
A couple of the developers were cutting edge. So did you check this out? We're using it on the wheels too.
Yep.
Get the dust off there, clean it up. These were pretty clean, so you can see now my towel's really wasted.
Hey, by the way, those tires look pretty shiny. What'd you use on those?
Oh, thanks for asking, Keith. So we actually used some of P&S's Odyssey sprayed in a gun. So
That look good or what?
yeah, so the
They're
back ones
black.
are dressed. The front ones we didn't dress yet, but the back ones we dressed. So we'll dress the front ones too, just to get that done.
Uh-oh, technical issue.
I was to say, we've been watching the windshield the whole time you've been
All
talking
right, so
about the tires.
That's a dirty
Sydney,
one.
you're doing
That's
a heck
nice
of a
and dirty.
job.
Yeah,
Good
nice
work.
to see at least.
Oh, the back of this is filthy. Oh my gosh.
Okay, Sid.
Towel.
So hey, what's the purpose, Sydney? Hey guys, I'm gonna switch
Yeah.
over to her for a second.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
So hey, so do you need to take, so when I go through this, I make sure the windshield's clean and then I clay it. So why polish it? Even if it, do you polish it even if it doesn't have any spotting on it?
Absolutely, absolutely. What we have found is that if you polish it, it's kind of similar to the paint. You're, getting any remaining contamination off there, getting as smooth as the surface. And what we really want is for the glass coating to bond with the glass. And so the less contaminants, the smoother the surface, the better it's going to have adhesion. And so then we also, and you'll see me do 2 coats. The first coat is kind of getting that base layer bond with the glass, and then that second coat is actually the solid coat that goes on top.
Absolutely.
So yeah. we
How long
definitely-
between the 2 coats?
An hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the question we always get, to bead maker or not to bead maker is the question.
I always bead maker.
Us too.
Always, but I do it 2 hours after. And then quick tip, since you mentioned bead maker, so I do bead maker 2 hours after, which it's actually really fun because it runs, right?
Yeah.
You see the effects of the coating right away. But the best thing that you need to do is make sure you wipe the blades with paint prep on a towel, get all that contamination off there, and then I treat them with bead maker. So I'll do a line of the paint prep, clean it, do a line of the bead maker, and moisturize and get that treated with bead maker. And then
Cleans
it keeps
it.
it keeps it from sticking and just helps them glide right across the glass.
A lot of people don't think about this, and they'll sit down after you coat a windshield or put protection down, and immediately they put the blades down.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that because what's going to happen is they're going to get a little hard and crusty,
Yeah.
and it's going to cause chatter.
Yeah, they're going to get a line of that coating is going to cure on the rubber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool. So, okay, so let's talk about clarity cream.
Yeah.
Can you use it on anything else? This is an important question.
You can use it on metal, but don't use it on any plastics. Definitely don't use it on piano black.
Yeah.
Definitely don't use it on that. So you can use it on metal is fine, chrome, and glass. You can use it in your house too. On your metal fixtures. Glass.
It's a pretty aggressive product because
Yeah.
of what glass is,
Right.
and what we're trying to do is get all the
Yeah.
the gunk
Yeah.
out of the surface of the glass.
Yep.
The other thing that we get asked all the time on this is there any fillers in this?
No.
No, we don't want any fillers in
Yeah.
it.
Nope.
And so it's pretty cool. So okay,
And it's
right
great on sunroofs, just because I'm noticing, looking up, I know we've all seen this as detailers, where you get the water spots and kind of that hazing around the edge of the sunroof. I mean, you guys can't see this up here, but I can. But it's awesome on sunroofs.
Yeah.
Really, really awesome.
And that hood or that sunroof, I don't think even when I didn't touch it when I got the truck, so it has never been
you guys
touched.
need to test clarity cream.
That's right.
There's your
Perfect.
guy right there.
All right, so now we're going to take and clean this thing up.
Start prepping.
Start prepping it.
So I have a question here from G. Davis, very serious man
Here,
as
you
he
take it.
is.
Of
He's
course.
wondering, will Sole work on the 500 can capacity
Hey guys, you
new air
got radio
fridge?
contact with HQ in there?
Yeah, so Dane was just asking a question. So say that question again, Dane, please, if you could.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't getting a response before, but he was asking, G. Davis, wanting to know, will Sole work on the 500 can capacity new air fridge Levi has in the back of the Suburban?
Technically, yes, it will work on the New Air fridge. Thanks to our friends at New Air. Go to newair.com, check out some of their delightful devices that they have to make your life a lot easier. He did. G. Davis asked that, Nate. Yes, it was asked. It was on the TV. I saw it. See, it's right there. It's an actual question. Keeps my Pepsi beverages nice and cold, which is also a great addition.
So, you know, another trick too, a lot of people when they're getting ready to coat something is right now we spray the car down. We see a lot of freckling with newer coating applications, meaning people that haven't done a lot of coating. So what we do is if you're new, spray away from the vehicle, spray it on the towel. The surface already should be clean. Now just wipe the surface down, because a lot of times, again, freckling is, if you watch right here, is I'll spray it down. Well, if you don't get all of that mist off,
Right.
some of that product is going to freckle and then AKA be under that coating or have a negative interaction with the coating.
Right.
And so make sure, I like to take it to this stage when I'm going into the final
Wipe down spray on the towel,
spray it on the towel.
not on the car.
Spray it on the towel.
Well, and that's a good tip to do, especially like when you're doing just a quick detail or wipe down after you finish the detail, because you can find yourself chasing that freckling if you're not careful on a fully finished vehicle.
Big time.
You end up making more work for yourself.
There's nothing worse than you get done working hard on something that's beautiful, and it's like the Mona Lisa, and it's got just a big booger on her nose. You know, you got this work of art, and she's just mucked up, man. She's just mucked up.
Well, we've
right
worked
here,
our way
right
up from
here. Levi in the
butts
back.
down
Yeah.
to the nose, so I guess we're
Hey,
working
That's
You know?
progress.
up.
All right, where we at, y'all?
I'm gonna wipe my hood down here.
Levi, come back over here. We're gonna get a quick shot of us both paint prepping at the same time.
Oh,
It'll
you know,
look
Tag
cool.
team paint prep.
Ready? So you spray the hood right
I think
there.
we can answer this
Blend.
question.
I think we can
So
answer
Sydney,
this
where are
one.
you at now? So how much? This is a great.
Wow.
Second
What a
sight.
shot.
So when you first installed this on the pad, let me
Yeah.
get that off of there.
Sweet.
How much do
little
you put
things.
on? Is there a number of dots, saturation, when you first put it on a fresh pad?
So I'm going to say you're going to use more than you typically would a normal polish.
Why is that?
Because it's a wet product, so you want to make sure you have enough to get
Okay.
started with. You want to
a
make sure
mixture
you're
of,
getting
detailing
full
song
coverage,
with
you know, full
Jurassic Park.
spread.
Gotcha.
And you are working in a little bit, you know, you're going to do a full window at a time. So I use more than a typical polish. So I would say to start out like 8 or 9 dots.
Cool. Pea-sized dots,
Yeah,
not watermelons.
right. Yep. Now, I will say when you go back, let's only do 5. Because if you do 8 again,
It's gonna
you
be
got a party.
everywhere.
You got a party.
Now,
Yep.
black trim.
Yeah.
What do you tape? I see that you didn't tape off.
Yeah, it's usually fine on black. So black rubber trim, you're gonna be totally fine. If it's black shiny trim, you might want to tape that off.
Yeah.
My general rule though in my shop, just because I'm trying to work smarter, is I always start with glass. That way, if I do hit that black piano trim,
Ah.
it comes right out with polish.
Yeah.
So I don't take the time, if I'm polishing after, I don't take the time to tape off because I know it's gonna, you know.
Gotcha.
So
You're
that's
gonna
good
clean
to
it
know.
up.
If you do hit it, you're not ruining anything. It'll polish right back out.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, but
yeah.
the black rubber, it's going to wipe right off.
Keith, I don't know if this is a question that's popped up yet or not, but a lot of the times, this is the other question: is how many windshields can you get out of this, and how many windshields can you get out of a view?
My answer is so many.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So many.
Well, I think
yeah.
I still have an original 32
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
let me borrow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
It's
and I use it on almost every car I do now just to
Yeah.
clean the glass.
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
It's an amazing, and that's the other side bit. Even if you're not going to coat, is this stuff just leaves it so crystal clear.
Yeah.
And even if you're just going to put, bead maker over it,
Yeah.
is it just preps it and it's so
Well, and
Sweet.
just polishing side glass or something, it's so fast and simple and easy to use
that's it.
that I do it on every car now.
And it's the final pop. And what I notice is that customers notice that.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
when they walk into my shop, they're like, oh, the glass looks so, it gives it a whole different depth of color, and it just
It
helps
does.
it pop at the end
Especially
of the
on
day.
window
So,
tinted glass.
Yeah.
Or you get a
Yeah.
Porsche with that cool Porsche windshield look. Now everybody's going to ask, what's the upcharge if you're just doing the windshield?
I do $100,
Okay, $100.
Yep.
How long does it take you?
6 minutes.
Okay, with polishing, prep, and everything. How long does it take you?
10.
10 minutes. So 10 minutes, $100. Do the math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's doctors that aren't making that level of money these
Right.
days, so we're pretty forward. We were talking earlier about back when we started.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It was peanuts.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
how blessed we are now, and how many people watching are blessed, because it wasn't always that way.
No, it was you'd really work your butt off
Right.
for a very small amount of money, and it was hard to try and figure out how do you squeeze more out of that nut?
Absolutely.
Because nobody else there wasn't upsell stuff. It was like, I'm gonna have to start doing body work, or I'm gonna have to start adding a different type of service, because we didn't have coatings, we didn't have windshield
Yeah.
type services, we didn't have any of that kind of stuff. So it was chip repair and interior repair were really the only extra things, and even then, the money wasn't on the up and up a lot with
That's
some
it.
of those.
We got Elmer Fudd walking around here,
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
So we
hey, Renny, real
So,
quick, Renny.
And you just nailed on something, is now, don't upsell your customer just nonstop. Don't be the
Yeah.
slimy salesperson.
Right.
But if you see a need, and I'm telling you, windows are something that are constantly. Now, in the event is Levi wants to have his whole truck done, what are you going to charge the difference for to do all the windows to this on it?
Honestly, I would probably charge $150 to $200. I mean, because I think that extra $50, they're going to go for it, and I'm already polishing those windows anyway.
Just doesn't
It's
take
so
much time.
fast, yeah. And then one other thing I want to mention about doing the back window is there's so many SUVs out there right now, and if everybody notices, the first time you drive your SUV, the back window's coated, right, covered with dust
Gone.
and
Yeah, it's the
particles,
dirtiest part.
and it never gets clean in the car wash, and that's because there's so much contamination on that glass on the back from what gets kicked up off the ground. So this helps keep that back window. What I've noticed is customers who do run their car through a car wash, it actually gets clean
Absolutely.
because there's not anything for that contamination to grab onto.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yep.
So,
Dig
hey,
it.
boys, you ready to start laying down some soul?
All right.
So,
Some soul.
Gabe or Dane and Keith, what's going on? What do you got? You got a question?
Go ahead,
Well,
Keith.
I actually got a question for Sydney. And before you go polishing,
I couldn't hear you there. You guys broke up.
I got
Sorry.
Sydney. I got a question
You
for
got it?
Sydney.
Okay. Question
Yeah.
for Sydney.
Oh yeah, I can't hear anything, so good.
Okay, Keith was trying to ask a question for Sydney. What was your question, Keith?
so Sydney, before you polish the other half,
Before
hit
you
that
polish the other
windshield
half,
with some paint
Hit that
prep
windshield with some paint prep.
and show us the difference between what a polished piece of glass looks like when you apply like a glass cleaner
And show
versus
us
an
the
unpolished
difference
side.
between a polished piece of glass versus a non-polished piece of glass once you get it wet with paint prep.
Okay.
'Cause-
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but I think what he's probably talking about is when you clean the glass and how it
Yeah.
dissipates so fast.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
See if it breaks down.
And wipe it too.
Can't deny
Yeah,
Keith.
wipe it.
So
Yeah, you can see it's starting to roll over
yeah,
there.
so I think so when you're doing it in person, I think that's a good thing to point out is cleaning glass is cleaning glass, right?
Yeah.
But when you use the clarity cream and you go back over and clean that glass, it evaporates and you get no
Yeah.
smears and streaks, right? It just is so much easier to clean. So, and I noticed that when you go to do
Yeah,
your
you can
final
see
paint
you
prep,
go back and forth
yeah,
between the two
it's like
sides.
really nice and clear, so it helps you save time on streak-free glass.
And it really shows off if you missed
Yeah.
a spot on the glass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you even get the water repellency just from using clarity.
Yeah, so it's just, again, that's the value in going ahead and doing this extra step to it.
Yeah.
Do you have to do it?
Yeah, Jimmy, get on the other side over here. You can
Do
see
you
it.
have to do it before you do coating?
Yeah.
I always would. I just think that that's best practice. I think you're going to get a better bond.
I agree.
So if I'm going through the effort to put on the coating, I want it to actually last for the customer, right? I want them to get the full benefits. And if we talk about the benefits of View real quick, not only are you getting the rain repellency, snow and ice has a hard time sticking to it. I tested my car several times this winter, parked it outside, let it snow, and the next day, I mean, it just blows right off. So literally snow and ice makes your life so much easier if you park outside. Night vision cuts down on the starring of lights coming at you. It provides a little bit of protection against sand and small rocks. You know, you're not going to get as much pitting. You know, it's not protecting against rock chips per se, but kind of just that life pitting. It definitely defends a little bit against that. And bugs, right? They
Right.
really-
Oh, yeah.
Which, you know, traveling, and if
difference.
you get bugs on your windshield and you're trying to wash them at the gas station, you can almost take a paper towel and just wipe them
Or
off.
just your wiper blades
Yeah.
and run your
Yeah.
windshield
Yeah.
washer fluid that comes right off. All of a sudden your windshield's clean.
Yeah, they're great.
It's nice.
Really good.
All right.
So we do have a question
the
on
bottle
how
here,
often
Renny?
to use Clarity Cream.
Well,
How often to use Clarity Cream? So, honestly, I use it every time I detail someone's
Yeah.
car.
I do it every detail.
Yeah.
But ideally, the longer you can keep your glass perfect for,
Yep.
the less you should have to use this in general.
Exactly.
absolutely. You know, and it's again, glass is a very hard surface to get even a coating to stick to adhere to.
Yeah.
And so when a car comes in, I would have a fresh up service. You know, if they had it done.
Fresh up for men.
Yeah, fresh up for men. And so what you do is maybe charge half the price.
Yeah.
And you just keep adding that value to it.
Yeah.
You go back over it, and it just keeps. And then maybe for the prices, include a bottle of bead maker in there, and just tell them after every wash, treat it, because then that's going to extend the life even more.
Yeah.
So check this out. We're
That's a lot
one of the
of
first.
That's a lot of bottle.
Yeah, that's a lot of Sole, okay? And so, if you guys back at home don't have enough Sole, we're going to give you a little of ours, because we bottled it.
I get
it's
it.
pretty good. Got
I
it?
like
You got
Crack
it?
open and
Yep.
smell.
Okay, you ready?
Anthony,
now
here's
this is
your
going to
new
be
fresh up for men
this is
right
going to be dancing reindeers
we
coming
go.
straight out of your booty.
Okay,
You
all right.
ready? Now, so it's got his face. We got to get his face when he.
So, Renny,
When-
I made a joke because you said a fresh up service.
Yeah,
Anthony wants to create an air freshener called Fresh Up for Men.
I like that.
That's what I'm saying. That might
That's
that
it.
might be
Okay,
it, Anthony.
take a whiff
that
of
might
that.
be your new
Take
new
a whiff of
fragrance.
that.
Wow, that is really.
I told you. Isn't that
Is
beautiful?
it healthy to be breathing this
Probably.
in like
I
that
don't
now?
know.
No, look at me. I'm completely normal. It doesn't cause hair loss or anything.
Oh my God.
Got there lots.
It reminds me of the days of the
Look at his
raves.
hair's just
you know?
gonna fall out.
To the rave.
Yeah. You'd be like, smell this.
Is that
menthol.
beautiful or what?
Okay.
Though?
I'm
Like, oh,
Seriously.
wow, that's
Seriously.
amazing. That is really
So
good.
it's
I
unreal.
know you did
so,
a lot of raving in your time period.
Yeah. So
That's what you used to do.
So
That's fun to
again,
find
because
out.
the quality of these applicators now, I'm going to put it on a little thick.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm going to come around and make sure my edging's done. Okay. So I'll come in, really apply it because you got a ton of it, right?
Yeah, turn on.
So
yeah.
check this out. Come on over. Come
barely
on over to my
even used any.
office. Come on over to my
Okay.
office. And so what I'm going to do is basically the same exact principle. I'm going to leave everything from the dirt line down last because it's just that's the way I am. If you're not, this is a little trick, is if you're going to take and do all the windows with View, is believe it or not, when I'm putting Sole on, I stack it right over the top of View.
Yeah.
I'll just do the windows. Now, since you've got vinyl on the glass, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come through, and you can see what this does, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go all the way over to this one and edge it. I'm going to come down to here, then I'm going to just do a line right there.
So you're boxing
Okay.
it in, yeah.
Boxing it in. And I'm just going to come through and watch how nice it lays down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead and hit that, come in, and I'm just going to go right over the top.
You can see that by the way it's flashing. This looks like something that's really easy to remove.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll just fill this in right here. I'm going to fill this in right here, come down, okay, and then missed a little spot right there. I'll come in and get my fingers into that. Grab me a towel, look at, you can see it flashing. Cameras
Yeah.
could probably pick it up pretty easy. And so Anthony, since you haven't installed this, why don't you, I like to use a 2-towel method with this.
Okay.
And go ahead and give it a shot.
Yeah,
Tell me what you think.
I'm gonna start where you started. Start
Absolutely.
wiping this in. Oh, right off the bat, that is.
Is that cool or what?
Yeah, that is really smooth.
Now you see, because we didn't want to take and do it, but in an environment like this, controlled.
Gosh, I feel like right now I feel like I have just shampooed my hair with like tea tree, and I am just
That just feels, it's like a day
this
spa.
is very therapeutic.
Fresh up
Wow.
right there, baby.
And so you can see it's just super simple. And if you do get a high spot, you've got probably 20 minutes
Okay.
to come back. Now, most coatings are, but this one especially is cannibalistic. So if you get a little bit of a high spot that's a little
You can
tough,
put it back on.
yeah, just put it back on, pull it right back off. You don't need to wait. But here's the deal: is in this environment like this, I'm going to do this whole side.
Yeah. No, you do. Yeah, we're in a perfectly set up spot.
Yeah.
You get that whole side laid. Come back. Start your wipe off.
So again, if, instead of putting something that's not going to last as long, go ahead and take and step it up.
Yeah.
Detailers, this is your chance. And again, you mobile guys, you dealerships, you car washes, this is an opportunity to take and start selling a true coating.
Well, and it goes to that protection level,
It does.
right? You're selling protection.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
so many people that there's guys back in the day that were like, never sell a coating without correcting the paint first.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? People like clean and shiny.
Like
Plain and
love
simple.
clean, shiny.
And if you can sell them on a shiny, sniffing my car, man.
Here, smell it. It's on my finger.
It's good.
But if you can sell them on that protection, gloss, shiny vehicle, that's all. They don't see. A lot of them don't see the scratches, but they want protection.
Absolutely. And we're to the age now where we've created, it's kind of like Nordstrom's. Thank you. Nordstrom's will create demand for certain clothing, shoes, shirts, anything else. They'll actually start, a store like Nordstrom's will start a revolution in the fashion industry. Is that we've started that in the detailing industry because of the demand of everybody wants a coating.
Yeah.
And even the Joe average that normally is not going to take and purchase a high-end paint correction, they still want to buy. And this gives you an opportunity to sell.
Yeah.
And the profits are huge.
Yeah. And people will ask P&S, why are you not coming out with a really long-term spray sealant? And we have Sole.
Yeah.
And we find that putting Sole on is easier than putting on a spray sealant, and doing the whole two-towel
Well, if
thing.
you think
It's
about-
just as fast, actually maybe faster to apply, and then they do really have a true coating.
Absolutely.
Well, if you think about like having to do a first application of bead maker, a proper first application of bead maker, and the amount of product you've used, the amount of towels you go through.
Right.
After that, you use significantly less in your upkeep. But that first initial application, it takes a while.
Yeah.
It does.
But
And
you get
you have to be
really,
fairly
you gotta,
meticulous.
you
Yeah.
gotta build that layer first. So doing something like this, you're already gonna put in that time.
Right.
Well, and then coming back over it, and that's where bead maker on this product is a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now you
Maintaining
just
it with
mist it
bead
on
makers.
and you wipe it in.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, now it's where, the reindeers meet the unicorns, and
Yeah.
Everything gets
It's
magical.
heaven.
Let's get in on this.
So,
All right, let's
so
go.
how long do those rainbows and unicorns last, Renny?
so Keith, they just broke up. I don't know if anybody's got it.
Yes,
He wants to know how
about
long it
unicorns.
lasts.
So this is what we say is an annual coating. So it's going to last about a year. A lot of times you're going to get longer than that if you're using bead maker as a topper. So at least a year, depending on how hard somebody treats their car. I mean, if they're going through the car wash 3-4 times a week, they might only get 8 or 9 months out of it. But with proper care, they're going to get 1 year plus. And like I say, especially with bead maker, that's going to help the longevity of it. But the beauty of
Put it on your mirrors,
for
too, when
those
you're done.
customers who come in
I'm gonna put it on the
once
plastic.
a year and just want their
It's
exterior
amazing.
protected, you know that you're good for the whole year. So, we've done testing and it's last,
like I got
in a
menthol
great environment,
cigarette.
it's lasted well over a year.
Getting ready to go have a smoke break.
But you can see, look how fast he's
You
going.
have, what would you say, Renny, for high spots? You've got 20, 30 minutes
Oh,
to
yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
And check for those. You've got a long time. You want to remove the product, but you've still got a lot of time to catch high spots.
Absolutely. And it's a great, again, we're using it as a standalone, but this product by itself, over inspiration coating,
Yeah.
or over something new that's coming, is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And so it's really simple, but look at this. If you look at you can see that it's such a great effect to it. And I'm not going to be in a rush. We'll work with a partnership. So my wife Diane, she should be walking any time. We'll do a joint car together, in a big vehicle like this. in applications 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And again, Anthony, you can see here, watch, look at that. You know, it's been sitting there for a while. You put it on, it just blends in so nice. It's great for all the rubber trim, you know?
Yeah. You guys doing the trim up here, it's awesome on trim.
Yeah, and then I'll just take my second towel right over the top, come in and get it off. Pretty dang simple, you know?
Yeah.
So I'll come back in, towel one. And I'm doing nice long strokes. You can see here, instead of going short scrub strokes to where you can put some marring in the paint. Again, you want to put down and allow it to really come through and shine it up.
I think a big thing though is that you're not putting a ton of pressure on there.
No. And so it's just amazing. So that's been sitting for a while.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Yeah.
There's towel one, there's towel two.
You got it.
You got it. Oh yeah. Levi, what do you think?
I like it.
Hey, Sydney,
Pretty easy,
so
it's user friendly.
I like it.
while we're talking about
Go along
durability,
this bottom here.
Sydney, how long does the glass coating typically last?
You know, I'm going to say easy 6 months to 12 months. I think in a non-granite filled environment, you're going to be easy 12 months. But 6 months is probably going to be, you know, if you've got a lot of granite, a lot of hard things in the environment. But the best part about this is say the vehicle doesn't have a lot of contamination in the way that you feel like you need to repolish, you can literally just after 6 months, right, lay down a new coat because you've still got your base layer there. So you could easily clay the windshield and lay down another coat in 6 months, just one.
Absolutely.
You know, as a maintenance, that'd be super easy. If you wanted to, you could clarity cream, but then I would recommend 2 layers again. But I think 6 months to 12 is good. I've had it on both of my personal cars for over 12 months now. But again, they're maintained with me.
Oh, wow,
Which is
that's
great.
so easy.
So easy. It's such a fun coating to work with, right?
Man, I am feeling
makes
it
you
right
happy.
now. Yeah, it's doing something.
So, Anthony, true story, I actually top no matter what coating I do, I top it with Sole because of that.
Yeah.
You know, I always say that I like that Zen-like experience. I like coating to be fun and, you know, pleasurable and relaxing. And so I always finish up with Sole, probably just for
I
that
would say it makes a
effervescence.
normally stressful thing
Absolutely.
extremely
Yes.
relaxing
Yes.
because there is no time where I am literally sweating more and more paranoid about marring the surface or about doing something wrong than when I'm in the final stage of a coating.
Yeah.
And when I'm that stressed out, I find that I do something wrong because I am so stressed out, whether it's grabbing the wrong towel or I brushed up against the paint after it's perfect or something happens. Whereas like laying down some of this, I'm just kind of like, man, I can just
Yeah, you
hang out
take your
here all
time,
day
you kinda
long,
chill
you
out.
know? I
It's
can
the
just
wind down, right?
Well,
Well,
and here's the deal:
this
is we really if you're putting a coating on that makes you cranky, you're putting the wrong coating on.
Right.
Right.
yeah.
Is because now our whole lineup now is, as coatings evolved, chemistry's evolved, is to take it and make an enjoyable, pleasurable install, and then also a pleasurable buying situation. Meaning, hey, you know what? I can take a guy that's in Omaha, Nebraska, that has a nice truck that does not want to spend $6,000, $8,000, $2,000 on a
Yeah.
coating,
Yeah.
and they can get into the coating game
Yeah.
and have something nice on their vehicle.
Well, and this is a good beginner. If you've been interested in coatings, you've maybe thought about coatings, you want to try and do some of them, but you're not sure because you've seen all the hype on the internet of everybody complaining about, oh, don't use this, don't do that, don't do that. That was easy.
That was super easy. Now check this out,
And it
guys.
smells good, feels
So
good,
I'm coming over
looks good.
right in front of the camera. And does that look like I'm struggling at all? And I got T-Rex arms, guys. You know? I mean, that was not a struggle. That was not a struggle. And I just did that half that hood. So, Sydney, let's put you on the other half real quick. Add a little more. And do it to the other side. I'll take 2 of those towels if I could.
Yeah.
Thank you. But look at this. It's not even curing out yet. So for a single operator to jump over on that side and put it on, and what I did for my partner is I reached, do you want me to get a little more? Yeah. Here you go. And so apparently she's got T-Rex arms too, and so there you go. I'm not going to be able to reach over there. And so again, is now you can start seeing it. Camera guy, come on in here. You can start just now starting to cure, you know? So you see all the rainbow. So again, coatings are changing. The things they do is changing. The way that they cure out is changing.
Yep. So while we're talking about,
but did we address the fact that we're putting this on vinyl wrap? That this entire vehicle is vinyl?
Yeah, I made that the title of the video, so that was definitely the part I was leading with
Yeah, I
on
think
this.
we're
But
pretty
we
clear
do
on
have some
that. Yeah.
questions
So
here,
it's-
several in fact,
Yep.
for you guys. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go through a few questions here about Sole.
I just lost
because
audio, so.
everybody suddenly wondered lots of questions about
yeah,
Sole.
nobody's
So,
hearing us back here.
Yeah, so if they
So-
don't hear us, I'm just putting them up on the screen.
Okay. I can hear
Are you using Sole or View on the glass? Is there a benefit to one over the other for glass coating from Tucker Mathiasen?
Tucker.
So on the front glass, on the windshield, I recommend using the View always. If you want to top it with Sole, you're more than, you can do that, no problem. The reason is just because of the structure of the coating, you're going to get a harder protection.
Right.
More
Well, you got all that
chemistry.
friction from the
Yeah, I mean, it's
windshield
more
wiper.
designed for glass. So typically on most coating jobs, I don't usually coat the side glass. It's a little bit more rare. So I think what Renny's message was is that, especially where you have
Yeah.
the wrap on the back, or people that have bumper stickers on the back that they want to
Yeah.
keep them nice, just hit it with Sole. It's not hurting anything. You're not getting the level of protection on that side glass as you do with View on
Yeah.
the front. You can use either, but I do always recommend using View on the front, and I also use View on the back, especially of SUVs, for that reason
With
that I
the
was
wiper
talking
blades
about earlier.
specifically,
Yeah,
too.
the wiper blades and just the ice buildup and
Dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to get the longevity off of Sole and
Right.
glass that you
Yeah.
are for View.
Right.
But again, because you had vinyl stickers on there,
yeah.
why
Just
not?
hit it.
Now, here's a
Yeah.
high spot. Okay, I put that on probably 4 or 5 minutes ago. And watch what it does. So I'm going to take my number 2 towel. It's gone. That quick. That quick. Sydney, okay.
You wanna take that?
Towel 1. Towel 2.
Wow. T-Rex arms.
T-Rex arms and bounds. So I've got more. I'm going to put them up on the screen here.
Yeah, we're going
So
rapid
instead
fire
of you
here,
guys
guys,
relying
so-
on our audio, I'll make sure we get them out because there's about 5. So let's go. We've got Carson Stenek here saying, could you use Sole on wheels?
Absolutely. Again, it's going to be a fast process, especially on just the face. So if you're going to take and just use something on the face, so just the front of it, not the barrel, again, a lot of times you've got Sole on the pad already, and so this is a little hint. For those that are trying to build your reputation and your values up, is take and use $4 or $5 more of product, put it on your pad, and go ahead and finish those wheels down. Add it in as a bonus, and just ask your customers, hey, we went ahead and did the face of the wheels only. Normally it's X amount. We'd love a referral from you. Is pay it forward, put some effort into goodwill into it, and do it. But absolutely, it works great on wheels, especially powder coated wheels. If you've got a customer, I'm going to try this. Is a great one. If you've got a customer that has got powder coated wheels, these new black, I've got them on the shop truck. They go bad very quickly. They can scar up very quickly. They start fading out very quickly. Try to sell them on a coating. If it's something you're going to see on a regular basis, just to make yourself look better, go ahead and hit that face of them and make them look better.
Yep.
It's going to last longer. They're going to be easier to clean in the future. So just a little hint.
Yeah, I throw it in all the time. The other thing I wanted to mention was headlights, because we do so much headlight correction that both View or Sole are both great as the finishing sealant for headlights. Whenever you correct a headlight, you are removing some of the factory UV protection. And so we want to put something back on there. So I always, even if I'm not correcting them, I coat them in Sole.
Absolutely.
Every time. Yeah.
And so
Every
we'll
time.
come back. I'll do a little sample on this wheel and show you guys. So let me go ahead and add some to it. We'll just go back to that back wheel. And now, while I go back there, a lot of people are going to look at that tire, that wheel arch, and they're going to say, wow, that looks fantastic. So once again, what's on there, Sydney?
Odyssey.
So this is a new product. Now, check this out. You watching this? Check this out, man. So watch how beautiful, look at that. Look at the depth. You see that, how fast? So I want you guys to count out that are home how many seconds, okay, maybe a minute, it takes me to do this face, okay? Or maybe 2, you know?
Eventually.
I'm older, not as young as I used to be. But I'm just hitting this, and I'm putting it on. It's solid. Okay, so I'm back to starting point on it. Now I'm going to come back over onto the deeps of that face, get all the lug nut tops. Then I'm going to come in on the hub. And then I'm going to come in on the face of the hub. How long did it just take me? A minute?
Nick says 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, guys. Again, whether it's for profit or goodwill, you got to think about both. So I'm just going to come back now. Look at that gloss, though. Look at the difference from that front wheel to the back wheel of what we just did.
Yep.
Now, some of these wheels aren't supposed to be glossy. That gloss is going to actually come down on its own. We're going to take some of it off right now, but in a couple days, it's going to mellow out. And so just explain that to the customer. You know, it's not going to stay super, super glossy. It's going to go back to that matte finish. We've got our shop truck has got a matte finish wrap on it. And it was one of the first vinyls that we tested Sole on. And I'm telling you, 5 years on a matte finish wrap just doesn't happen. So it's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right.
There we go.
I'm going to bring up some more comments here, guys,
So I got,
because
what,
they
2
keep
minutes into
coming
it,
in.
maybe?
Yeah, go for it, Dane.
All right. Popping one up right now. From Ron. Ron is asking, do you have to discard the towels after using Sole?
You can if you would want to. I mean, or you can try to save them. You can wash them with rags to riches, and you can demote them if you don't feel comfortable putting them on your paint again. But they would be similar to any other ceramic used towel. So it's kind of just up to you. If you want to demote them, you can demote them, use them for another task within your detailing regimen, or wash them and see what happens. So it's kind of up to you. Ideally, when it comes to using Sole, you can use something like a 365 that we're using today, or you could use something like an edgeless pearl, or even an edged pearl. I think that the pearl is extremely cost efficient. So for example, the edgeless pearl, which can be had for about $1 a towel if you buy a case quantity, I think that you can afford to probably throw or demote a couple towels out of that lineup. But for the most part, what I really like about this so far is the lack of buildup from Sole within the towel. So meaning that I'm not having to go through, we've used 2-3 towels on this, so on a damn Suburban here. So I mean, we're barely using anything in comparison to what you normally use. So on a small car,
this is a big vehicle.
This is a big vehicle. Yeah.
Now,
So to
speaking
answer that
of...
question too, we do strip our towels.
Yeah.
And with Sole, we're getting the 2 to 3 coating uses out of them.
Okay.
And then they start becoming a little too crusty
Yeah.
for our liking, but we take and mark them on the edges and move them to wheel face towels.
Yeah.
So to
When we're
test it, just so you guys know, I'm laying this whole side. Just like Renny said.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's easy. I could fly through these.
Okay, so
I'm
Yeah,
Now,
I was
you
gonna say,
guys
real
talked
quick-
about a little goes a long way. I've
you
got
think,
another
Anthony?
question here.
Yeah, I'm just following behind you here. Everything's going great.
So why does Sole come in a 100 ml bottle? I used a 30 ml, was able to do a mid-sized car. What we're thinking is, Richard, is that it's going to get to the point to where a lot of our professionals are doing Sole on the surface constantly. And so the bottle's going to last as long as you keep it out of the sunlight, you don't expose it to heat, you keep it in the dark, is that it's going to last and it's value added. And so we sold it with the idea that this is what people are going to be doing to their vehicles and their customers' vehicles. And therefore, it's a lot more economic, and it's built for those that are ready to make some money. Simple as that. So there's the answer to it. Again, I test them all the time. I take this, put the lid back into it. I actually put it into a dark bag. We've got a little tiny cooler that we put it into. We keep that cooler in the shade, out of the direct sunlight. The dark bag doesn't let the UV lights get to it. I've tested this. How long have you had a bottle that's been capped and protected last for you?
I use it on everything.
So you don't have a lot. We've actually tested it 4 weeks out. Once it was cracked open, and it was absolutely fine when it's kept right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's going to last you. Now, if you're going to go through, will it last longer than that? We're kind of like Sydney. We haven't had any
Yeah.
You stay in the shop longer than that.
Yeah.
But that's a long time. You know, that's a long
I
time.
think for like, say, an enthusiast, if they were using it, if it was just like on their own vehicles, I would recommend maybe storing it either in a dark cabinet or even if you have a fridge.
Yeah.
You know, like I have a dedicated coating fridge. So if I'm not, you know, like, so my view, I will keep in a fridge because I know that that one bottle is going to do 10 to 20 cars. And so I'll keep my view in the in my coating fridge.
Absolutely.
So you can certainly do that. It does not harm it at all. Heat harms coatings more than anything.
And
so,
ultraviolet,
yeah.
just keep it out of the dark.
So yeah,
you
just
know,
in the back of
or
the
out
dark
the sun.
cabinet. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully that
fine.
helps, Richard.
Yeah.
All right, so we
So-
got Hans.
Cool, Hans. So after you open it up, we've got a good month of it. Hans being still very effective. We didn't see any change in it whatsoever, none. And so 4 weeks out, I have a feeling it would probably even last longer than that. Do a little housekeeping here. My OCD stuff kicking in. All right, guys, how we coming?
No, we've been trying to coordinate it a bit.
Everybody's quiet over there.
To keep the pace up, keep you need to answer more questions.
How you liking that? Did you achieve the whole side in one step?
Yeah.
Any issues?
Just right here in the center, I noticed I probably went a little to it in time between Anthony and myself.
Did you
So I'll probably
reapply?
just reapply
Yep.
and get that off if I don't get tangled up in my
Do
microphone.
you need some? You need some more?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get you ready. We go.
So I just went, for those of you guys wondering, I wiped this whole side of this thing, laid it down. Anthony was coming behind me with a towel. He got this quarter panel, I got there, and we kind of worked our way. And just right here, kind of the middle, I've still got a bit of a high spot
Okay, where you at? And I'll apply for you.
in here. Just this
Just
whole
right
door.
here?
We'll do the door again.
I got a little high spot there, so I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and come down. Okay, I'm going to come down around. Go ahead and take that off. Now it's really important. We're just going to come into our box. We don't need to
Yep.
go all the way to the edge anymore. We're just going to that box. And then while it's still wet, go ahead and pull it off,
Yeah.
because that will pull the excess off. There you go. It's all
Anthony,
yours,
you want to
baby
grab
boy.
me a third towel?
So I can do that, but what we need to do, because we don't have a ton of time left, everyone, we need to jump straight to the glass coating.
Yep. I'm just.
Okay.
I have everything
So
prepped.
we're
I'm
going
just
to-
right now. I was working on getting the blades clean.
You got it. What else do you need, Sid? What else can we do?
I
Blades
just
clean,
need my
paint prep?
applicator and my view, and it's going to take me
Heck
2
yeah.
minutes to coat the windshield.
I'm picky. I'm going to take that off.
Well, he was videoing it.
Oh, sorry.
Get it
It's driving me crazy.
over the
It's coated.
squeegee One more time.
It's coated.
Get out for you. A little newspaper,
All
right?
right.
Should I clean it with a newspaper first?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Okay.
You know?
I'll go grab a couple of those. Levi, you need a 365, right?
I still need a towel.
All right, here we go.
They still print newspapers? I didn't know that.
Too funny. All right, so those are good and clean. And then we're obviously only going to have time to put one coat while we're on live here on the view.
Okay.
And how many coats can you put total?
You can do, I mean, I guess you could do as many as you wanted, but 2 would be
Two would be ideal.
best, yes, for sure.
So we're going to get you a fresh
Okay.
applicator pad out because we
All
went
right.
hard and fast there.
Yep.
How's
so,
that?
Great. And for this, you only need one towel. Super easy wipe off. So we will just.
So would you say that the flash on view is comparable to Sole, or is it kind of faster?
A little fast.
Smaller rainbows.
Yeah.
Smaller
Yeah.
rainbows. It is easy to see though, and again, you do have plenty of working time.
Do you want me to hold your towel for you? Want to do that?
All right. So I always start in the middle, and I try to use the rear view mirror as kind of my guide for where the middle of the windshield is. So again, I do everything in a box, and you might be able to see that rainbowing. Now this is the first coat, so this is going to flash a little bit faster than when you do that second coat. But you're definitely going to be able to see the rainbow.
It is a smaller rainbow, you're right, that's a lot
Yeah,
tighter.
yeah, tighter bow, whatever you call it.
Tighter bows.
Yep.
I like it.
All right, so you can see it flash, and you're pretty much ready to go. As soon as you've got it on there, you've got, a good 30 seconds to minute and a half or so to get wiping. So you have a window, but I just do it
See what you did there. You have
Right
a
away.
window. You have a window.
You have a window.
All right, that was my bad joke for the day. I'll leave now.
Hopefully it has clear view.
All right,
You know?
so I do one pass and then I just flip my towel, and this is where I just use one. You can always come back with a totally separate one. It's just that I'm already up on this platform, so I usually go with one towel, and you're gonna have, it's super easy wipe out that second pass.
Would you say that it's pretty slick, or would you
Yeah.
say okay?
It's really easy to wipe off. It's not sticky or grabby at all. Super easy.
We should get him up there and install this next one on the other side.
I could.
Yeah,
And the
I
nice
think we
part
do.
Is with the rainbows, you can see your high spots. So I never have issues with high spots on the windshields. Because the product is so easy to see. Do you need the,
I'm not better than the stool, so yes, I do
Okay.
need the stool. I am not above that.
All right,
If
I
I
will-
was maybe another foot taller.
yeah.
It's because Levi has this thing in off-road mode, right?
Right.
Such a, how many liters is this thing?
8.1, 496 cubic inches, a big block,
There you are.
GM
You're
power.
loaded. Locked and loaded, buddy.
All right, so we'll start pretty much from where
Yep,
you were.
yep. Yep, and it's totally obviously okay to overlap.
Any need to crosshatch, Sydney?
I don't. I mean, you can. You know, I usually just make sure that I've got it nice and spreaded. Spreaded.
Spreaded?
Spread.
Spread that butter,
Spreaded.
right? So
Got it
I go
spreaded.
around my corners is what I'm trying
Spread.
to do, because I want to make sure I
Yeah.
find my corners
Yep.
and go all the way up. But I am fully covered.
Yep.
So I'm going to hand that off. Trade.
There you
I
go.
am ready to jump straight into it, right?
Got it.
So Dane, I see somebody asking, and I'm going to ask
Yeah.
for us, for us to do a recap video on this, and I'm sure you guys will.
Yeah.
But this is recorded, and where can they
So,
find this
This
broadcast?
is a good example.
Yeah,
Did
this
you
is
see how
available
easy it
straight
is
out.
to
It's
see those
alive,
high
but it'll
spots
be
there in the
available
middle?
later. It's archived.
So it's very easy to
Cool.
watch.
So they could watch the whole thing again.
Yeah.
Instead of getting a recap, which would be even more fun.
Well, and actually, if you go to the product listing on our website, there's videos there too.
Well, there's that. That's pretty cool.
And if you look right in the middle, just
Yep,
a little
right at the
over, you got
bottom
a
of
little
the
high
edge.
spot
Yep.
right down
Right
on the
along
lower.
the edge.
Oh, you're right.
Yep, see it? Right there. Look at that. And just if you go over it one more time, they'll be gone.
Gosh, I hope Anthony doesn't ruin my windshield.
Well, it looks like he's ruining your coating by putting his bare hand on the wrap.
So I'm kind of like, I don't want to go reach too far. I want to be in your windshield.
So let's talk real fast about what do you do, Renny, if you do accidentally leave a high spot of view on the windshield?
You know, a lot of times, again, my first action is going to be cannibalistic. Will the product take it off? If the answer is no,
Right.
then when I go back over, and you can either take a little Indy, we'll take it down,
Yep.
and just polish it off with a black pad.
Yeah. Yep.
Worst case, if you really foobar
Yeah.
and it's really on there,
Yeah.
you go back over with clarity cream
Yeah.
and you remove it. But I've never had to do that,
Yeah.
ever. Have you?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've had like, just like what happened, I might have like a little spot down here.
Right here.
And I literally just put a dot of envy and go.
it comes right
yeah,
off.
And it comes right off.
That's exactly
But you're not
it.
removing the coating, which
Yeah.
is the
There's-
great part of it.
Now, after we're done right now, cure time and ready to put bead maker on is?
So 1 hour between coats.
Yep.
And then 2 hours to bead maker.
Okay.
My rule is always 2 hours.
Mine too.
No matter what.
Mine too. Mine too.
No matter what.
All right. So what, we got any questions? What did you guys think?
That was easy.
Is that
We still
cool?
got the
What?
front two wheels to do. We still got to dress the front two tires.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, it's done, and we did it in less than 30 minutes with the three of us all on it, talking to you guys. So
Yeah, exactly.
if there was two of us jumping on this thing, 20 minutes all
You're
day
done.
long, no problem. That's an easy moneymaker.
Yeah, and if you're working solo, it's not going to kick your, if you're a small shop and you're working solo,
Yeah.
it's not going to kick your booty. At the end
No.
of the day, you're going to be able to go home with some coin in your pocket.
I'm about 18 minutes
Yeah, 18
by
minutes.
myself.
Yeah.
What are
Pretty
you eating
dope.
for breakfast?
Nothing.
Oh, coffee. Sydney's coffee.
Nothing. The Sydney.
The Sydney. The Sydney. So,
The Sydney.
That's amazing. Well, I think we pretty much covered everything. We're going to
Yeah.
knock out the
Yeah.
rest of the stuff off of camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a really awesome look at Sole and View. Pretty amazing. Yeah, pretty awesome stuff. And so I think I am still relaxed after
Yeah.
the Sole. I feel like I need to go take a nap now, and I can because the job's
Yeah.
done, right?
Absolutely.
Technically, but pretty awesome experience.
I don't
So,
think you should take a nap now.
what? Why not?
We're still working.
You're
We
still-
have to
you're
work
still on
this
the clock.
actual day.
For how many hours?
Couple more
Just a
hours.
couple more hours.
Yeah.
That's fine, right? And so maybe I'll apply another coat later tonight.
Oh,
right,
there you go,
before I
yeah.
Go to bed,
Mhm.
right?
There you go.
So Anyways, it's been a lot of fun. You guys want to leave them with anything? Where can they find these products?
Well, of course, the Rag Company,
Company.
you know, so that's going to be their starting point. And then also we got a nationwide, worldwide distributors, but this is going to be your first choice because we're here, and so we want to honor our relationship with you guys. Other than that, hey, if you're enjoying this, we put a lot of videos out. Sydney and Kyle are very involved in our Instagram and Facebook, so check us out.
Yeah, and we do have full-length videos on Inspiration Sole and View on our YouTube channel that we filmed with you guys last summer.
Yep, that's right.
Awesome. Right on.
Well, sweet guys, thanks for coming and doing this. Thanks for making RAGNAROK shiny and slippery.
Yeah.
You bet.
And cut through the wind.
Yeah.
Letting that 496 eat.
I don't think this thing's ever cut through the wind. I think it pushes through the wind.
I'd like it to cut through the wind.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right, guys. So back to Dane and Keith. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. And gentlemen, take it away.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Well, there were still a handful of comments here at the very end. I don't know, Keith, you and I want
let's
to
go
tackle
ahead and
these
knock
real
some
quick.
of
I
those
want to
out.
make sure
That's
we give
perfect.
people their money's worth. They didn't pay anything for this video,
I
but
don't want to
at the same
shortchange
time,
anybody.
let's
so,
take
let's give it a
care of
shot.
them. All right, so I first wanted to get to this one, Carlos, because he was asking, so view only glass with sole totally mix up. View for glass, sole for body and glass. Yes, you can use it
Yeah,
that way.
I would only use
the view is glass.
I would only use the sole on side windows as a standalone.
Right,
And
not on your
again, as
windshield.
they said in the video several times, go ahead and top view with the sole. That's fine for the windshield and the back window. Remember, those are the two primary surfaces you look out. So we want a product on there that's going to do any distortion to the surface, and view is ideal for that.
Right. And one of the main reasons Renny even put it on the side there was because of those vinyl graphics that are on the side windows. So that's kind of why
It's
he did
actually a
that
pretty good
extra
wrap
step.
job. You couldn't
Yeah.
tell the difference between a window and the wrap.
Very
but those
clean
were wrap
transition.
windows, so
So-
he was going over actually vinyl with that instead of a
Yeah.
window. Yep.
So big thanks to Justin Payton, the Wrap Institute, for doing that wrap job.
Yeah,
now,
nice job.
We had some more questions here. Basically, William here just wanted to see if we'd sell those applicators. Then I've got Alejandro
Well, the
here.
applicators are in every kit.
Right, so you can get
got
them that
right
way.
there. You just got
It's
to buy the
easy.
kit.
Yeah. And then Alejandro is saying, I love the minty fresh scent in Sole. All P&S coatings should be scented.
You know what? I will take that up with Mr. Phillips next week when I am in the corporate offices. But guys, I'm not going to hold my breath on that one.
Okay, I think that's fair. And this one we kind of talked about briefly, but I want to make sure just to recap for people who are looking for a recap. Obviously, this is archived, so this live stream, when it's done, it'll be on the channel permanently. You'll be able to go back and look at it. But in case you weren't aware, on the actual website, we have full videos that show the process for each of these products, so you're able to see what all is involved. So
and
if
a
you
number
weren't
of those
aware,
videos were actually shot right here in the studio.
they were. So, yeah, if you like these guys, you'll just end up seeing them again in those videos. So, head over to theragcompany.com and look up P&S products, and you can find Sole Inspiration there. And there's a video on that listing showing you
But let's
how
real
to
quickly
apply.
just hit you guys with the products we use today. So
Yes.
on the P&S side, we use Sole, which is our 1 year plus coating. So our one layer, super fast, really user-friendly coating. We used Clarity Cream, which is our glass polish, and only use it on glass. We used our View coating, which is our window coating. And then the kind of the saver, if you leave a high spot, you're past being able to reanimate it with the coating you're using, we used Envy. Or we didn't use it, but we had it as a standby. We used Envy, which is really our jeweling polish and our coating polish. So those are the products from us. So just a quick recap, that's what's available out there.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And then this one, PJ also asked why they would use this over the Inspiration ceramic coating kit. Now, I think it's just an understanding of where the products fall in the hierarchy and why you would use one versus the other.
And I think the best way to put it is this is really a entry-level type product. It's an initial product for, say, the prosumer, somebody who really wants to try it on their own. If you're a professional and you're selling washes and clays and seals of a kind, instead of using a spray-on, let's say SiO2 spray, not to put names out there or anything like that, in the time that you can do one of those, even including maybe bead maker, you could put down a layer of actual ceramic coating that's going to give a really good year of durability or more. So this is kind of that entry level. It's really affordable. It's a great fit for that guy who just wants some protection but can't afford the higher, more durable, longer lasting coatings. And that would be where Inspiration comes into the market. That's a 3-year fully warrantable coating.
That's a very tough coating is what that
It's
is.
extremely tough. It's a 2-layer requirement for application. So that's another difference. And if you're not really don't have the time or you haven't built that into your program, 1 layer very quickly, as you saw here with Sole, is great. Inspiration is a 2-layer process that's really giving you a long-term durable coating. And so that's kind of the difference there between the two.
And when you're at the beginning of the learner's curve, I mean, the Sole setup is so easy.
Yeah, Sole is really super versatile. Now, we never recommend putting a coating on in direct sunlight because they are UV curing type products. But if you are mobile and you've got a pop-up tent or you're working under, say, a carport type of situation, it's also a little bit more forgiving. So, that environmental, if you will, opening up the opportunity to do it in a few more places, in a little more flexibility is really huge for a guy, say, maybe a mobile detailer, or like I say, the do-it-yourselfer at home who wants to give this a try. Or if you really are looking to really enhance the customer experience, for a guy who comes in and says, "Hey, I just want to wash it and put a wax job on it."
Yeah.
Well, we got a wax job for you in a 1-year coating.
Yeah, no, it's just that much better. And going along here, I have Alex simply wanting to say glass coating is so great for safety, especially up here in Canada for winters. Less junk on all the windows is a real treat. Couldn't agree more.
Boy, let me tell you, my truck is 5 years old. It's a Canadian truck. I got it used this summer. I've had Sole on it all since June, and that layer of protection is holding up just fine in the winter. And Renny's right, the snow does come off a lot easier. But the big thing is when you do get water or kick up and spray and you do wipe your wipers on it, you get that product, everything that comes onto the window and that junk comes off really easily. And I can't say enough about the tip of applying the bead maker to your wiper blade itself as part of the cleaning process. You should do that all the time, and it's such a huge difference in the way the wiper works on the window.
Well, people talk about chatter a lot, so that's kind of a good way to offset that.
And that's another fear that people will have, so let's address it right now.
Yeah.
You put a window coating on, and every coating has a different feel or texture or grab or smoothness to it. View gives you a really nice smooth surface, but the bonus is you're not going to get chatter with that. And then doing the bead maker really makes an even better difference or bigger difference in that way.
Yeah, it's a simple way to do it. It means a lot to a lot of people. Yep. And of course, I've got Ron here simply saying thank you to Renny, Sydney, and Keith and the TRC crew. Love hearing that. And then it was basically just a wrap up here, although I think I got 1 or 2 left here before we go. Let's go ahead and talk to Brandon here for a moment. Is it better to apply a suede applicator or a microfiber applicator when doing a ceramic coating?
We put a microfiber applicator in there because it's got a barrier behind the microfiber. So the product really sits on the surface of the applicator. I don't know that there's a major difference in the applicator you use, provided that it's going to allow the product to sit on the surface well enough that you can lay it down and not absorb it in. And I get, a lot of times it's like polishing pads or microfiber towels. A lot of them will do the job. It's what you're comfortable with, what you're used to, and what fits inside your kind of your general operation. Pick the one that fits best for you. Obviously, we felt like the one we included in the box is
you picked it for a reason.
Is the best fit for what we've been able to do. We were telling the story today about our coating planning. We spend a year or more on most of them planning exactly everything from what the coating is itself, all the way down to what box it comes in. So we put a lot of thought into it, and this was the one we felt was best for this product and actually all of our product line.
Oh, great. And the very last one here is from our good friend Hans, simply wanting to know, how does he get trained on all things P&S and how?
So your local or regional distributor, and Hans, I know you're not in the U.S. So
he's a little outside the States. But
we do have a distributor in Poland. We have one in Germany and Austria. And, of course, we have Rag Company Europe, as well as Norway. So there are places to learn how to do these things from our distributors. I hate to say just watch the videos, but those are a great way to get educated and trained on P&S stuff. We do have one-day extreme events. We are having one on the 13th of March. They are all over the U.S. at our training centers, so that is an opportunity to get trained. But we're working on Europe. I know Renny and I both would love to get over to Europe again in the near future and do an event. But right now we don't have anything, and COVID makes travel a little bit of a challenge. So
yeah.
Till we see that open, unfortunately, that's the best answer I have, and I know it's not everybody's favorite.
Well, you know what? It's still an answer. And it's also a good way to wrap up the show here. So I want to say to everybody who helped today, Keith, Renny, and Sydney out there, absolutely thank you so much for coming on the show and us doing a little live. And also to all of you who turned out and watched with us, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you click that like button before you leave and you share this with someone else who maybe has an interest in this sort of thing. We're always looking to spread the word, and without you guys, it's just not possible. So thank you for that, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well on your way out today. And tomorrow, I'm going to throw a little teaser out there because I accidentally did it earlier today. We have our engine bay detail video coming up on the Subaru. The TRC Rec Series is back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, so you can look forward to that. And that's really it for us. So, Keith,
Until
thanks
then,
again.
guys, and for Renny and Sydney, thanks for having us up. Really appreciate it. We always have a great time with our partners, the RAG
Always.
Company. We'll see you guys again soon.
All right. See you guys. Take care.